If you aren't aware, Patrick Clancy gave his first interview since his wife, Lindsay Clancy, killed their 3 children back in January of 2023. The article says, the house was quiet when Pat returned from his errand. He set the takeout containers and the CVS bag on the kitchen counter and went upstairs, thinking that Lindsay might be giving the kids a bath. The door to the master bedroom was locked, but he forced his way in. There was blood on the floor and a bloody knife on the nightstand. Pat ran back downstairs and found Lindsay lying outside, barely conscious. "What did you do?" he said, shining his phone's flashlight into her eyes. She replied, "I tried to kill myself." He asked where the kids were, and she said in the basement. Pat stayed by her side as he dialed 911. When paramedics arrived, he ran downstairs. He shouted into the basement, "Guys?" He can then be heard screaming in agony and shock. The kids still had exercise bands around their necks. Pat removed the bands and begged each child to breathe. He attempted to resuscitate Cora, who was lying on her side. "What do you do when you have 3 kids like that?" he asked me. "How do you pick?" When the paramedics reached the basement, he could be heard saying, "She killed the kids." The article also says that despite defending Lindsay publicly, he only spoke to her one time in a period of 6 months. The first time they spoke was just for a minute long, and she said she heard a voice telling her to kill the kids and then kill herself because it was her, quote, last chance. He went another 6 months without speaking with her, and then at the request of her father, because she was doing so poorly, on her 33rd birthday, Pat called to check in on her. When they spoke that time, Lindsay said, "Every day is the worst day of my life and I miss the kids." He then said, quote, "I know it sounds crazy to some people, but that's the reality."